In 3 simple steps, I'm gonna break down how I've been able to stay sober for the past 16 years. Even though drugs and alcohol are everywhere, especially if you are an artist like me or you're playing in a band, it's everywhere we look. But these 3 steps helped me wipe it out from my identity completely. The first step here is just radical acceptance. It is looking at ourselves in the mirror and really saying to ourselves, drugs and alcohol and whatever other substances, it's not helping me. It's not helping me become the best version of myself. It's actually weighing me down. It's holding me back. We need to accept that this is no longer something that we want to do. Now, my mindset towards this was very similar to having an allergy. I don't know if you have a food allergy or if you're allergic to pets or whatever, but I'm allergic to peanuts. And I shifted my mindset to include drugs and alcohol and peanuts. It's just something I'm allergic to. It's something I can't handle. It's not for me. I'm not good at it. And a lot of times when people ask me, well, why can't you just have a drink or whatever? I just tell them I'm not good at it. I am not good at maintaining drugs and alcohol in my life. It's not for me. I'm allergic to it. I can't do it. I can't eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I can't smoke a joint. And I remember seeing a clip of Tony Robbins talking like this. He was talking to someone that was trying to quit smoking, and he was talking about how it's such a fallacy to count the days that you've been off of cigarettes. Instead, you have to switch the identity and the mindset entirely to, I'm not a smoker. When you're not a smoker, you're not counting the days off of cigarettes. When you are a smoker that's trying to quit, that's when you're counting the days. But to totally shift the identity, it's really a stone wall of saying, this is not me anymore. I am not identifying with that part that used to be in my daily routine. It's not me anymore. Step 2 was confronting why I was drinking and using drugs in the first place. It's digging deep. I confronted the fact that this is no longer something that's good for me, and now I need to confront why I was doing it. And this is a little bit tougher because it causes us to really go to a place that we're not familiar with. It causes us to dig deep and search for what was being repressed and what we were avoiding by engaging with partying or substances. And this is something that sometimes we might need some help with. We might need someone else to reflect certain things back to us. Talking to another person can be really helpful for this, but it is something that we can do on our own. But really, we have to be honest with ourselves. And this is also something that goes hand in hand with sobriety, is being honest. When I quit drinking and doing drugs, I also quit lying. Quit lying to other people, quit lying to myself. This is something that you won't believe how easy it is to let go of these things because they're toxic and they're not good for us in general. So letting go of being dishonest and lying, it might feel weird at first, and it might be our reflex to even lie in situations where there's no benefit to lying. But once we are engaging with being an honest person and being honest with ourselves, it becomes a part of our identity, because really what we're doing here is we're shifting our identity from the old version of us to this new version of us. And when we're digging deep here and we're looking at what we've covered up, with being dishonest, that's when things are going to come up. Past traumas, unresolved issues, things from childhood. When I did this work, I discovered that the reason I started drinking and smoking and all of these things was because I didn't like myself. I hated myself. I felt unworthy as a person. And I really had to dig deep. Why did I feel like that? And I realized that I always felt like I was a mistake. My parents had me out of wedlock, and growing up, my parents never got along. Every day, arguing, fighting. I just grew up in this environment where I felt like I wasn't good enough, and these two people should not be trying to make a relationship work, and they were doing that probably because of me. So there was a lot of like guilt and feeling like I had ruined my parents' lives and I was this big mistake. And that was something I really had to look in the mirror and take back, because drugs and alcohol was kind of on the edge of being really like suicidal, like not wanting to be here anymore. And once we can take that power back, we can realize that our life is so precious and we can actually do something with it. Even if we feel that we are a mistake and we have nothing to offer the world, we can search for something. And that brings me to step 3, which is pushing the snowball off the mountain in the new life, the new lifestyle that we're trying to live, finding a purpose for us. Staying sober and letting go of that old identity means that we have a void to fill with new hobbies, with new lifestyle choices, with new habits. And these are things that we can, again, talk to someone else on, take suggestions, but this is also something where we might need to cut some people off. There might be some toxic friend groups that we have to walk away from. When we are walking a new path, chances are we're going to have to shed aspects of the old one. And some of us, well, actually all of us, we all have this addiction mentality. So chances are we're going from one addiction to the other. So in a way, we need to find healthier addictions. And for me, getting sober, I was actually in high school, so I started going to after-school activities. My favorite one was chess. I went from not knowing how to play chess to being the chess club president in high school because I was addicted to it. I was staying up late. I was playing online chess. I was playing in competitions and stuff like that. That became my new addiction. And then after chess was like video games, and then I found the purpose, which is playing music. And if you're here and you're a creative person, you have to know that your purpose is your creative outlet. It's your art. That's your purpose here. So it's finding a newfound appreciation for you as an artist and as a creative person. Now, the trick to staying sober, like these are the 3 steps that we go through when we're getting sober and we're trying to sustain it. But sustaining it over time comes from realizing that your new life, which is healthier for you and should be giving you fulfillment and a sense of purpose, your new life is more valuable than the old stuff. And once you really can sit with that and find that fulfillment, that it's not worth going back. Time after time, I could smoke weed later today. I could buy alcohol or cigarettes right now. But in my head, I just think about that old life and think about the momentum I have now, and I don't want to go back. The momentum can start really small. They teach us, it's one day at a time. That is the momentum building. But over time, it will compound. So that momentum of staying sober from one day to the next day to the next day, and trying new hobbies and reading new books and finding new friends and really figuring out what life is, will build up you as a person, where we will really meet who we were meant to be and who we really are. And that version of us is so much more special than the version of us that's getting shit-faced and, being the life of the party or whatever. This new version of us actually makes the world a better place. And that is our purpose. That's everyone's purpose here. That's the purpose of the artist. That's the purpose of everybody on this planet. You will find so much purpose in realizing what it is that you can do to make the world a better place. Now, to really elevate yourself here, the next couple videos I'm gonna do are going to be 3 things to raise your vibration and improve your mental health that you can do, and also 3 things that we need to let go of to raise our vibration and improve our mental health. So please subscribe to the channel, be on the lookout for that. And in the meantime, I want you to check out this video up here, which is on how hitting rock bottom is actually the best thing that ever happened to you. I'll see you in that next video, and stay creative.